Ladies and gentlemen, this is Luke from Valhalla Fitness, and today we are with the one, the only Anson Reed of Workout Junkies. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, yourself?
I'm doing pretty good, man. All right, so the world wants to know, what do you do here?
Well, I do a couple of things here, man. First and foremost, man, one thing that what I would say is my primary job is to motivate people. My primary job is to motivate people, put people in positions where they're going to win in life and be there for them, whatever that may be, whatever the intel may be for them at that particular time. And, you know, one thing with me is I wear multiple hats. And the hats that I wear is the hats that I need to wear during the time I need to wear them when people need certain things.
Yeah, like not a whole lot of people realize that in this world, like there's so many gyms out there that just simply want your money and they want you to never show up. You're the exact opposite of that. And that is why, for one, it's what drove me to you here.
Yeah.
You do what no one else is doing. Like everyone's like, oh yeah, just show up and just do your thing and go eat some pizza.
Yeah.
You tell people exactly what they don't want to hear.
Absolutely.
Don't go eat that pizza, you're gonna feel like a complete fat slob after.
Absolutely.
And that is something that nobody teaches. Like, why do you think that is?
Well, you know, in today's society, everybody is very, very cautious of making people feel bad, worried about their feelings, don't want to step on no one's toes and things of that nature. For me, it's completely different. I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. And the reason why is because the reason you're in the position that you're in now for most people is because of people telling them what they want to hear. See, my thing is this, I don't want people around me that are yes men and yes women. I need somebody who's going to pull my coattail when it's time to be pulled. I need somebody who can actually check me and let me know, listen, you're not doing this right, you're not doing that right, you're moving wrong. You need to actually sharpen up. Stop doing this, stop doing that. And the reason why that's so important is because in life you choose your ability to elevate or choose to stay the same. And for me just personally, I choose to always elevate, you know. I believe a lot of times nowadays in today's society, people are really moving towards a fixed mindset opposed to a growth mindset. And for me, it's always have to be a growth mindset.
Yeah, that is something that so few people, especially nowadays, are willing to listen to. Like in today's culture on social media and everything, everyone's just like, you have to have it all figured out, and if you don't have it all figured out, you're a nobody.
Yeah.
But no one realizes that work is put into it. You have to lose in order to win.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sure.
like all the greatest ever said it, Michael Jordan, Kobe, you have to fail in order to win.
Absolutely.
Why does no one teach that anymore?
Well, because gratification. You know, it's like we live in a society that's a microwave society. Everybody wants a quick, fast, and a hurry, right? And nobody wants to fail. You know, it's funny that we're talking about this is because we had a situation the other day where someone asked me about an approach that I have when it comes to playing sports. And how I look at it is just because you were on the team last year doesn't necessarily mean you have a spot on the team this year. I believe in competing. I believe in you actually fighting for your job, right? And the problem is that social media is so driven to show people the success side of it, but nobody wants to see the ugly side of it. For me, I believe in order to get to the success side, you have to be willing to go to the ugly side and show people the ugly side because that's where the growth comes. But nobody wants to show that, and the reason why is because it's not pretty, right? It's not something that is really glorified. It's not something that's really polished, right? And everybody wants to see the polishing ending product, right? Everybody talks about Michael Jordan, but nobody talks about Michael Jordan having to compete for a position, and then he got cut. Nobody talks about how Michael Jordan, not only did he get cut, when he went home, he explained this to his mother that he got cut because he was so surprised that he was actually getting cut because he's never got cut before in his life. And guess what? When he got cut, what did it do? He didn't get to play at all that season at all. That summer, he had to get into the gym. He had to work hard. He had to work hard. He had to practice. He had to practice. He had to make sure he locked in. He locked in. And the reason why I'm saying things double because he had to do things twice. in order to become good. Right?
Yeah, that is something that so few people are willing to listen to.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, I mean, me, I have failed a whole lot, and I'm still failing to this day. But you know what? I don't want to live like I used to.
Yeah.
Like, I gave up multiple times,
Yeah.
and now here I am. Sure, I'm not where I want to be, but I'm not giving up.
Absolutely.
And I ain't gonna give up until I reach that goal.
Absolutely.
Because there is a whole lot of people out there that need help, and they're not really willing to listen. But eventually, they're gonna hear the message and realize, hey,
Absolutely.
we got to fix something.
And you know what's crazy is that people don't realize there's really no such thing as failure. So in my book, in my eyes, in my world, I don't believe in failure. What I believe in is lessons that I'm learning, right?
Yeah.
So when something happens, I don't look at it as a failure. I look at it as a lesson. For example, if I end up making a business decision and making a business deal, and then I, what most people call fail at that business, right? And I lose a lot of money. How I look at it, I just paid a college tuition for some education that I didn't know.
Yeah, that is a heck of a way to look at it, because so few people see it that way.
Absolutely.
Like, I mean, it's so difficult to put it in that perspective because everyone hates looking at things that way.
Yeah.
I mean, so let me ask you, whenever you first started this, what got you into starting this? I mean, because now you are what I would consider the best run facility in the state of Oklahoma. I mean, yeah, sure, there are bigger ones, but I mean, I would say you are the best, because nowhere else do you get this type of atmosphere, you get this type of coaching, and you get this type of knowledge. Everywhere else it's, oh hey, like I just show up and do my thing and no one's willing to like give you some help.
Yeah.
Whereas when you're here and you see someone working out, if you see them like they're doing it wrong, like hey, you need to do it this way. And if they take the advice, they take the advice. And if they don't, they don't.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's solely around the individual in the facility.
Absolutely.
What brought you to this, man?
Well, to be honest with you, man, growing up the way I grew up really hard, grew up very tough. I'm not gonna get a lot into that unless people really want to know about that, because that is who I am as an individual, who made me who I am, right? Now, me playing sports, grew up playing sports and things of this nature, was one of the top athletes in school, never had a father, right? Did all this without a father's guidance, did all this without a father's love, and not having a father created a lot of bitterness within me. But I turned that bitterness into, that energy into the sports, right? And I started playing basketball, I started wrestling, I started doing track and field and all these things, football, and I wasn't really good at basketball when I first started, right? And as the years progressed, I started to become better and, working on my craft, and next thing you know, I ended up, getting the opportunity to, play ball and things of that nature, and move to a high level of playing basketball. Being able to have the opportunity to play AAU basketball, right? And going to do some semi-pro basketball, and having an opportunity to do these things was something that what I kind of looked at was a saving grace for me, right? Now, doing this, whole period of doing this, I still was lost, didn't know really what I wanted in life and where I needed to be in life. I just knew that I was driven by this anger that I had for not having a father in my life, right? And that there kept me on the trajectory of saying, you know what, I'm gonna be better, I'm gonna do better whenever I have kids, I'm going to do this, I'm not going to do X, Y, and Z. And I'm competitive. I'm very competitive. And it took me going on a vacation. Now, the vacation I went on wasn't the type of vacation most people ever go on, right?
I think I know what you're about.
That vacation, in case the audience want to know what that vacation, guys, that vacation is 227552. You know that's not my social security number. You'll get it. Now,
Those of you that may not know what that is, figure out what those numbers mean. We're not going to say it, but if you know, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. That vacation, what it really done for me, it was the best decision that ever happened in my life. or shall I say, it's the best position that I had to be forced in that I ever had to be put in my life, because that position that I had to be forced in really changed who I was as a person, right? And when you're in a situation like that, it always can go one of two ways. It can go up, or it can go deeper in a down spot.
Cause a deeper hatred towards yourself and others.
And everything else. And I chose the opposite. I chose to allow it to really strengthen me and change who I was as an individual. And that's exactly what it did. And I ended up leaving my vacation and got into working and things of that nature, and got into the car business. You know, before that, matter of fact, before that, I'm jumping a little bit ahead. Before that, I was working for Renter Center, right?
Oh yeah.
And I'll never forget when I interviewed with the guy at Renter Center. You know, after knocking on a bunch of doors and receiving no. And I'm just that type of person, man. You know, if you say no to me, that doesn't really mean nothing. You know,
Right.
I'm gonna continue to push forward and, you know, try to make things happen. And all the no's that I was getting, I knew it was gonna push me to my next yes.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget that gentleman when he gave me an opportunity to interview with him. I told him, I said, listen, if you just give me an opportunity, you won't regret it. But if you do give me an opportunity, it's a dangerous situation for you. He says, why would you say that? I said, because you're the manager, and if you hire me, then I'm going to come for your job. And he looked at me and was like, wow. I said, yeah. I said, I'm going to learn everything I need to learn at the lower level. I'm going to learn all of the upper level stuff. And then I'm going to come for your job. Within 6 months of him hiring me, I hit his job.
That is a mentality that so few people are willing to unlock. Like myself included. I mean, I worked in a place like that where I definitely had the ability to move up, but I was in such a culture that I didn't want to do it. Like I just wanted to get out. And I mean, that is a mentality that is difficult to unlock.
Yeah.
Everyone has it.
Yeah, everyone does.
Every single person has it. It is just solely up to them if they want to decide to do it.
Yeah.
Like, because you have to put in the hard work.
Absolutely.
And that is what no one wants to talk about.
Nobody wants to talk about it, let alone nobody wants to do it. But I will tell you this, you know, even when you find yourself in a situation where you are in a environment that's not conducive to your overall plan in life, for me, I knew that wasn't my end all be all. So I did that because it helped me move to my next stage, and it prepared me because I was having to deal with multiple different types of people, right? And I was dealing with situations and put in situations that were high stress situations. I was able to be in a position where I had to deal with multiple different personalities and go through a lot of ups and downs, and I had to learn how to run a business and run an organization. I had to learn how to be a supervisor, a manager. I had to learn how to be an employee. I had to learn profit and loss the old school way, not on the phone, not with AI, with pencil and a calculator.
Right.
I had to learn these things. And those was valuable lessons that I learned. And I know that stuff to this day, which fast forwards me to where I'm at now. You know, when I left that company, I ended up jumping into the car business, and that propelled me to learn a lot of things and become more people driven. And one thing I started to really realize, you know, when I was in the car business is that I'm a people person, right? I love people. One of my strongest attributes about myself is that I believe in people. But also one of my weakest attributes about myself is that I believe in people.
That is a huge
sword.
double-edged sword that
Absolutely.
is very, there's a very fine line between, I don't want to put this, between, I guess, false hope and true belief, maybe, is a good way of putting it. There's a very fine line between like putting it in a good spot and a bad spot.
Absolutely.
And it's a very difficult line to read, and the people that read it right, they go through life with almost everything figured out. Obviously, no one has it all figured out. Everyone likes to act like they do,
Yeah,
but we obviously don't.
absolutely.
The biggest gainers in all these businesses are the people that learn the most and have lost the most.
Absolutely.
And that is just something no one talks about.
Yeah.
I mean, so let me ask you this question. So whenever you started this, did you have support from your family support system and friends, or were they like, oh man, this dude's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
what the hell is he doing?
Absolutely.
That's what they were like?
It's funny that you say that because I didn't have the support.
Oh, yeah?
I didn't. But people who knew me, they know how I am,
Mhm.
right? This is not for everybody.
Mhm.
I didn't need the support. I believe so heavily in what I do, no matter what it is. I don't need other people's support. Now, did I want it? Absolutely. When my mother was alive, did I run it past her? Yeah. And she said the same thing everybody else said. Man,
Don't do it.
don't
You
do
got a
it.
chance.
That ain't gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
That ain't gonna work, man. You know, don't quit your high paying job. And I'm like, nah, I gotta do it. Because what I looked at is, I'm in the car business. I'm a finance director, I'm a front desk manager, I'm a GSM in so-called training, whatever you want to call it. I'm like, I'm in charge of millions and millions of dollars for someone else's company.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked at that and I said, if I can do this for somebody else, why can't I do it for myself?
Mm-hmm.
Now, don't get me wrong, was it scary? Absolutely. It was one of the most fearful things that I ever done. But another thing about me is anything that I fear, I never run from. See, I used to box. My mother put me in Golden Glove boxing for multiple years. My coach name was Mr. Willie, old school guy. And one thing he really taught me is never run from pain, always run towards it, right? And he taught me this when I was a little kid because I enjoyed fighting and I love fighting. And I was really good at it. So this was a way for her to kind of control my temper a little bit by putting me in organized fighting. And I received a lot out of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I got really, really good at fighting. Hell, I became very good at fighting to the point where it was a detrimental to me. But I've been one of those individuals, I never run from pain. I always run towards it. And the reason why I run towards it is because I understand pain is nothing, it's nothing to be scared of. To me, I equate pain, and I look at pain like a tornado. See, when a tornado comes, most people only look at a tornado in one way. It comes to destroy, devastation, and destruction.
Yep.
But what people don't realize, what a tornado does, if you look at it in a different light, yes, it does all those things. But what if I told you sometimes a tornado has to come in your life to destroy and clear a path for something new to be able to grow?
That is a way that not a whole lot of people think about it.
See, once a tornado tears everything up, it leaves chaos behind. But then it forces you to rebuild. It forces you to not only rebuild, it forces you to rebuild better. It prepares you, right? And it allows you to understand what devastation can do and will do when you're not prepared for it.
Yeah, I mean, especially here in Oklahoma, man, like that is something that happens to a lot of people, and so many people see it like the first way that you explained it. And the people that can see it in the way it's not just a destruction, but a way to rebuild and recreate, those are the people that can do something absolutely amazing. Like yourself. I mean, like, for someone that wants to get into this, I mean, you're not, you just keep, like, you reach a bar and then you keep setting it to another level. For someone that is just starting out, like, what kind of advice would you give to people?
I would give them the most raw advice across the board. Be ready for a lot of heartache. Be ready to accept a lot of pain. Understand it's not going to happen overnight. Be ready for a lot of disappointment and letdown because people is not going to believe in you. you have to be mentally strong. You have to have the mental fortitude where you can block a lot of it out. And the reason why is because with human beings, when we want people to believe in us. We want support from individuals. But unfortunately, as human beings, we also have the ability to crush other people's dreams by not believing in them, right? So somebody who's just not getting this, I would tell them to learn patience. You have to learn patience. Two, I would tell them that it's not an easy road to travel. Being an entrepreneur is not for everyone because it's so hard. When I say it's hard, it's probably one of the hardest things that you'll ever go through because you're having to recreate something for yourself each and every single day. There's no such thing as what I equate being the babysitter. When you're the babysitter, you can go over and you can turn around and babysit someone else's kids, and when you're finished, you can give the kids back and you move on. When they're yours, you got them 24/7. So you're going to experience so much of that stuff that you was experiencing babysitting. Now you can't walk away from it.
Yeah, it is so difficult. I mean, especially in my experience, I mean, so many people are like, oh man, I'm not really interested. Oh man, I mean, if it was already popped, like if it feels any good, someone else would have done it. Somebody else would be with you. I'm just thinking to myself, I mean, I can't give up here. I mean, I know what I do works. I know that it's something that's worth. I know that's worth doing. I know that the brand is something that sounds cool. I mean, it just takes time. I mean, that is something so few of us are willing to listen to.
Yeah.
I mean, I was one of those people too. I mean, when I started it, I thought it was going to come like that because I mean, I was dumb.
Yeah.
I was dumb and ignorant. And now, like, hey, it's gonna happen. It just takes a lot of time and consistency. Consistency is a major word that I throw around because every single person doesn't want to be consistent. Like, you don't have to, you don't have to work out every single day to get a body that's worth, being proud of. You just have to be consistent. Working out hard 3 days a week is a hell of a lot better than not working out for 7 months.
Absolutely.
And I mean, it's just consistency breeds success.
Correct.
It also breeds laziness too.
But that's what I tell people. Consistency breaks down resistance.
Mm-hmm.
When you're more consistent, it's going to break down the resistance. Because the resistance has to be there, right? And this is what I tell people. People always say, well, man, I'm not motivated, Reed. I'm not motivated. And I'm like, excuse me, French, the hell with your motivation. This thing's not about motivation. Because I'm not always motivated. But what I am disciplined. I'm disciplined enough to do the things that I know needs to be done, even when I don't want to. And I also understand discipline means that this is the bridge to everything that I achieve and all my success. It's discipline.
Yep.
That's the thing people don't have nowadays. They don't have this.
Yeah, I mean, I often attribute it to major Division I athletes now.
Yeah.
I mean, with the transfer portal, as soon as things get harder, if they're not playing, they just go somewhere else where someone's offering them more money nowadays. I mean, you can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't have that one simple word, discipline, you are not going to make it where you want to go.
Absolutely.
And that is something that I try to preach. No one wants to listen.
What they always say, hard work will outshine talent when talent fails to work hard.
Yeah, and a favorite quote of mine is, you have all the talent in the world, but are you obsessed? That is another thing that people don't think about. Whether it's the best athletes in the world, whether it's the biggest and best businessmen and women in the world, they are obsessed with reaching that outcome.
Absolutely.
Goal, whatever you want to call it. I mean, that is all that they live and breathe and think about.
Yeah.
And I mean, you want to talk about some crazy obsessions. I mean, Michael Jordan's a great example. Mike Tyson's another. And these are just athletes. Even just players that make it, like the average players that make it to the NBA or the MLB, they're obsessed with it,
Yeah.
and they're 1,000 leagues above the Division One.
Yeah, but I will tell you this. Let's talk about real quick the flip side of that, right? Because the flip side of that coin, people don't realize when you become obsessed, when you are hyper focused on making sure this whatever you set for yourself, you're going to make it happen. We also got to talk about how much those individuals lose, because you do lose a lot, right? You do cause a bit of resentment in other people, right? For example, if you're a parent, and for me, I use me for example, with what I'm creating and where I'm at, I don't get to spend a lot of time, at home. I don't get to spend a lot of time with my kids the way I want to be able to spend the time with my kids, right? Because I'm so obsessed with reaching certain goals, right? When I was in the car business, I spent so much time in the car business. I didn't get to spend a lot of time with my oldest son. And when he was 7, he made that statement to me, and he called me and says, "Hey Dad, I got a basketball game on you coming," and I was like, "Of course I'm coming." When is it? And now, if anybody knows anything about the car business, on Saturdays, this is when we make a lot of money. This was Friday when he called, and I said, "Yeah, when is it?" He says, "Tomorrow." I said, "Ooh, son." And he says, "What? You got to work?" I said, "Yeah, I got to work, buddy." He was like, "You always chose your job for me." I got to go, Dad. I hung up. I broke down crying. And I don't cry. That broke me down, because at that moment I realized, I'm like, man, I've been chasing this so hard. I've been so hyper focused on this. I forgot about this over here. And he suffered. Now, granted, our relationship is amazing now, but it took some time. It took some time to fix that, because that's something I did, because I am so obsessed with certain things to be able to get to certain areas in my life, right? And there's nothing wrong with that, but just be aware that there are some sacrifices that's going to have to be made. There's some conversations that's going to have to be had, right? There's going to be some bitterness that will happen, and those individuals who achieve those particular high levels of success, this is things that they experience.
Yeah.
They experience a lot of these things.
That is something that's no one wants to listen to.
Yeah.
I mean, because I'm not going to call anyone out, but I mean, there are plenty of people in my life, who you are, the people that have bashed me for going into what I'm going into. You know what? I'm still doing this anyway, because I believe in it, and because of this guy right here is why I do. All right, so one final question before we go. What was it like playing professional basketball overseas in Europe, man? What was that like? And during that time, what aspects do you think keep you, or what did you learn over there that helps you now?
Well, what I learned from playing ball was camaraderie. I learned that at the end of the day, in order to be successful in anything in life, it takes a team. You can't do nothing without a team, right? And that's the thing where I try to get people to understand. Team is everything. You can do extraordinary things by yourself, but what you can't do is you can't go very far by yourself. You have to have a team. And to me, what sports really do for every athlete, and what sports do to teach people, it teaches people how important team is, right? It's no different from you right here starting your company, right? In order for you to start this company, you have to have a team. And that team has to be with your wife, your kids, or whoever else that's involved with you, right? That team aspect is everything. In order to go further in life, you have to have a team, because you yourself can't do every single thing. It's impossible. You can't turn around and score all the points and play defense. You can't turn around and stay out there all fourth quarters. You can't do that. It's impossible. You can't turn around and also be the coach as well. So one thing about sports that I love about sports across the board is the team aspect. You win and you die with your team. No ifs, ands, or buts. It teaches you camaraderie. It teaches you how to adapt and adjust. It teaches you how to play a role. That's what it teaches you. It teaches you how to play a role. And once you start to understand your role, you have to become, we use the word that you just used, obsessed with your role and learning your role.
Yep.
So the overall thing for me was learning how to be a great teammate, to play my role, to listen. And when I listened, I learned to use what was given to me to become successful. Right?
Yep.
And this is another thing. I want to hit on this before we go. A lot of people believe everything that they see on social media in reference of everything being glamorous.
A lot of that crap's fake, just so you know.
The reason why I never focus on anything that's glamorous, because that's not the truth. There's many failures that goes along with it. There's loss that goes along with it. There's heartache that's in it. There's many nights of crying. There's many nights of stressing. There's many nights of trying to say to yourself, am I supposed to do this? Is everybody right what they're saying? Should I listen to people? Should I just go back and should I just abandon what I'm doing right now and go back to what I know? I will tell you this, man. In order to be successful, you have to embrace failure. And when you embrace failure, success will start to show up in your life. And the reason why is because you will start to learn so much along the way, and you will start to understand certain things that you needed to be taught before you become successful. And the reason why this is important is because of this reason here. With the whole basketball analogy. Everybody thinks it's so easy to turn around and win a championship.
Those people do not see.
It's not easy. We just seen Oklahoma City win the chip. And then we just seen them lose the chip. Because somebody else just now won. And people are saying, how is that even possible? Well, once you reach a certain pinnacle, that desire, that drive, that hunger is not always there for everyone. It's not always there for everyone. They don't have the same hunger because they've already reached the top. They know what it tastes like. They know what it feels like. They know what it looks like. And when everybody's not on that same page, and then you have another team that's on that same page, this is why winning the chip is so hard. This is why.
Some hard stuff no one told us.
100%. So wrapping all the way back around to the question in reference of the whole athletic aspect of things, that's why I am the way I am. Because I'm a competitor. I don't like to lose, but I understand what a loss is. I like to win, but I understand what it means to me. I don't like doing things on my own because I like a team. Again, I tell people all the time I can go very far by myself. Or I can do a lot of great things by myself. But if I want to do extraordinary things, I have to be willing to go with a team. That's if I have the right team. You know? And for the viewers, what I want you guys to understand is this. Finding the right people and putting the right people in your life is very important. And the reason why it's important is because you're going to have to lean on those individuals. You're going to have to be able to feel comfortable enough to go to those individuals in time of need, because again, you're not gonna know everything. One thing I've learned, the more and more I learn, the more and more I realize I don't know nothing at all.
That is a heck of a quote. The more you learn, the more you don't know. Stick that in your pipe and smoke it, guys. Alright, you heard it from the man, the myth, the legend, Anson Reed, right here with Valhalla Fitness. Thank you guys. Y'all have an amazing day. And remember, become warriors every single day. It is not easy. Choose your hard. That's a quote from him right there.
Absolutely.
Alright, later.
Appreciate that.